Este capítulo puede ser sensible y está destinado únicamente para adultos. Si vos o alguien cercano necesita ayuda, consultá con un profesional de la salud.
Denise Boomkens es fotógrafa, escritora y creadora de Bloom, un proyecto que celebra la belleza real de las mujeres de más de 40 años. Ex modelo y madre, transformó su mirada sobre el paso del tiempo en una comunidad que inspira, rompe estigmas y redefine lo que significa envejecer. Bienvenida, Di, a Contame un secreto. You become a mother.
Everything. I was like, it's like a rebirth of a woman. It was such change. I cannot even describe it. I was D before I was a mom, and there's a D after.
And did you feel judged because you become a mom when you were supposed to not become a mom at 40?
I never really cared. I always walked my own path. So I knew already when I was younger that if I was ever going to have a son or child, it would be later in life. So it was the doctors that told me, your eggs are old and, you have to hurry up. If it was for me, I would probably have my child with 50, but it's impossible.
Yeah, well, it's not.
But
many women have, since we have our first period, we have like a ticking clock inside of us. We know it unconsciously. So some women are now accepting the fact that they don't want to become mothers.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
What do you think of, motherhood besides the fact that you are a mom and the choices? Because now the born rates are the lowest in history.
Well, I was always very clear about that. My life was great without having Finn. And I don't think you are a better woman if you have children. Like, I wanted to have a child. That happened when I was 38. Before that, there was no way I was going to have a child. I just didn't feel like it. And then suddenly at 38, there was this thing, and I was like, okay, I want it anyway. So I worked hard to get him because I couldn't really produce in a normal way because of my endometriosis. And when he came, I was the happiest woman in the world. But if he would not have come, if my plans were not working out the way I wanted them, I would have had a great life. I think children are amazing if you really want them, if you're ready, if you have space, if you have a mental place in your mind where you can really focus on your children, because they deserve a lot of attention. If you're not ready, or you think because society is pushing you into this motherhood thing because, we are born to produce, then don't do it, because, it's not, if it's not for you, it's not for you. I met women in my life that they confessed that they regretted to have children because it was society expecting it from them, or they had partners that wanted to have children and they did, but in the end they were like, I wish I never had them. And it's a really rough thing to admit, but it exists. There are many women.
Of course it exists, and it's tough, especially for their children.
Yeah,
because they probably feel it.
Yes, they felt it. Yes,
in a way. And well, that's why we all end up in therapy.
Yeah,
no matter
because of our youth.
Yeah. But if we make things with love, everything is gonna come out the right way.
But I don't think everybody is suited for having kids.
Of course
you don't
not.
have to. And I love it when women say it's not for me. If it's fine, perfect.
But we see it every day, awful mothers.
Yeah.
Of course we see it we know, you probably know, like me, awful mothers.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that we have to accept,
Yeah.
that not all brides are beautiful and that not all mothers are awesome.
And not all handsome husbands are on white horses and look like princes.
Oh, no, of course they're not.
And that is, society does that. They create this sort of fairy tale, like you're going to meet the love of your life and then you're going to have children and you're going to get married. Well, the reality is that we either not able to have children or we get divorced, our husbands cheat, or the women cheat. It's both ways. And no, life is not a fairy tale. It's rough and it's hard and it's, you have to survive things to get somewhere. And I think when you turn 40 or 50 as a woman, we learned our lessons and we become wise.
And also throughout your life, have you changed the way you engage with men, or you select, or you fall in love?
Yeah, very, very, very differently. If I could do it all over again, I would not give it, and then I mean love with men, or maybe more the approval of men, so much attention. I would have left it. If I could do it again, I would not have engaged with men, probably at all.
Not
in
even
my
your
life.
husband?
Later in life, yeah, with 33. But before that, it's been a lesson. But I had a difficult youth in the sense of the relationship with my father. So there you go, therapy. I was looking for approval from men to tell me that I was beautiful enough, good enough, nice enough, interesting enough. And it was a logical situation where I found myself searching for this approval. It was useless. I had to approve myself. And I learned that later in life. And it was a waste of time searching for that approval. I mean, I found it eventually love in my husband for completely different reasons. But man, for me, it's just a fairy tale.
It's funny because I think that I'm listening to you and I feel really connected to what you're saying. It relates a lot. But on the other hand, I think the most harsh things that have been said to me probably in my life, and the most judgmental, came from women.
Of course, yeah.
So
Yeah.
we are both women that try to, enlighten other women as well. But why do you think we are so harsh on ourselves more than men? And why are women so harsh on each other?
I think about it a lot. I mean, I have a very big community on Instagram, and my community is great. So of course, there's judgments there, but they don't really come out that on my account. But I know they are. And in the beginning, when I just started And Bloom, it was much more because it was smaller and less followers that were actually jumping in front of me and protecting me. I think it's a lot to do with competition. Competition, especially about looks and the outside. Are you more beautiful than me? Are you more capable? How is your husband more rich? All these sort of jealousy and envy, and I want what you have, is going on between women, especially when we are younger. When we get older, the competition fades a bit. So there's not much competition anymore, but there's room for sisterhood. And there's room for more understanding. And because we learned our lessons and we went through life, we can be there for each other much more than when we were younger. But still, it is also, I think, a character thing. Women.
It's true. And on the other hand, it's very a contradiction, because us as well do try to show that we can be beautiful at this age, that you can dress up really nice or have a beautiful hair and makeup. And that makes other women compare to us, to our message all the time, even though it's like an encouraging thing, but sometimes it goes backwards, because I always find myself telling other women, don't compare yourself, don't look at bikini younger women on Instagram, because you're probably going to get self-aware of the lack you have. But on the other hand, I'm also not showing off, but showing you can be like nice and beautiful. So sometimes for me, it's a challenge to balance those things.
Yeah, but I think it has to start somewhere. And I think by showing up and showing other women that it can be sisterhood and it can be looking beautiful and confident at an older age or whatever age you have, and showing them that there's no jealousy and envy, and it's not that needs to sort of carry each other. They learn. And you show it, and you're an inspiration also to younger women, that you show that when you are 50, life is like this. I think it's like a group thing that starts with a few women, and it grows and it grows and it grows and it grows. And I think also using Instagram as a platform for teaching women that it doesn't have to be competition, that you are as beautiful as I am, and I am as beautiful as you are. We are all unique. We are all different. So there is no competition. And if you show light on each other, and that is also why sisterhood is so important, is by standing together as women, we grow as women, and we can take our space. And we need to do it. We need to take our space as women.
That's awesome. I work hard every day on achieving that goal, and also dealing with the fact. I don't know if that if this resonates with you, that some women are bitches.
Of course.
And I mean, that's fine as well. It's not because we are all women. Everybody's like, you know, like I said, not all babies are beautiful. Not all brides are beautiful. Not all women are amazing and supporting other women. And that's a painful concept for me to, you know, to accept each day. It's a challenge. But sometimes I'm like, okay, you
don't know where they come from. I always think, where do they come from? What did I had to go through? Maybe they had problematic relationships to their moms, or, you know, they have trauma, or there's something wrong. I always try to remember that, you know, life is hard for some people, and of course they can take me or you as a subject to bitch on. Well, okay, I'll be that. I can carry it. It's okay.
And sometimes me myself, I am a bitch as well.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah. Yeah, of course.
I think that's another honest and nice thing to say, that sometimes you are allowed to be, and because we are humans, and sometimes we don't like somebody, and it's a chemical reaction, you know. You don't want to be like that. But what do you do when you find yourself being like in a bitchy attitude? How do you say, okay?
I count to 10. When I'm with my husband, he's like, okay, Dee, take a step back, just breathe. We had a lot of fun yesterday. He came home and he had a female client, and he was bitching on her, saying, oh, she's so difficult. And then I said to him, darling, women are difficult. They're not all like me, easy like me. And he laughed. He was on the floor laughing. Yeah. Because, you know, I'm the most difficult woman in the world for him, of course. But it just needs to click between women. And it's a chemistry. Sometimes you click and sometimes you don't. And that is okay. You don't have to be liked by everyone. You find your tribe and you find your people. And that's it. I don't care if everyone likes me. That's not what this is about. You know, I'm just me. I am Dee, and if you like me, you like me, and if you don't, you don't.
That's the key goal to achieve.
Yes.
Not caring about not being loved or liked.
Yes, as long as you like yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what do you do? How do you embrace yourself when you don't like yourself? Some days I don't like.
I have days like that.
Yeah, me too, of course. Yes. We all do, I think, but not many people talk about it. Okay, this day I don't like myself. What do you do?
I always... not always, because sometimes it takes 2 days, but I always try to remember that tomorrow is a different day. And it is most of the time a different day, or sometimes 2 days after. I also realize now, thanks to so many women standing up and talking about perimenopause and menopause, that it's a hormonal disbalance most of the time, where 20, 30 years ago, they would give you antidepressive tablets because you were depressed. But nowadays we know that it's, you know, probably your hormones that are changing, and therefore you feel a little bit down. It happens, and I accept it. And most of the time it's different the next day, and sometimes it's a few days.
You have an amazing book, which I love, full of photographies of amazing, beautiful, inspiring women with their stories, and you have a clothing line which I adore, and you can ship to Argentina, thank God. Where do you take inspiration from?
I take inspiration from life. So I had a full life. Like, I had a great life. I traveled a lot. I had 3 careers. But I'm crazy about art, and I'm crazy about beauty and finding it in small things, like right now the blossoms outside, they're beautiful, or when the sun is shining, or watching people in the street. Last week I was in Paris. Paris is an amazing city. I get inspiration about everyday life, and also out of gratitude, like, being blessed and being able to have eyes and watch and see the beauty in others and see the beauty in small things. But art is very important to me. Yeah.
To me as well. I'm going to show you a video of my house, and I always pay attention that you love flowers, you love art, and you build your life around art, and I think that's the art itself.
Yeah.
You made art out of yourself. And another thing is that many people admire you. Who do you admire? What catches your attention? From people, I mean.
Yeah, from people. Well, I'm a really big fan of women. Like, I don't focus on men so much, or not at all, except for my husband and my son. But I think women can do incredible things. And I really like female artists. I really like female entrepreneurs. I really like female designers, writers, all those kind of women. They give me so much proudness, but also strength to continue. And I built my account, my Instagram account, and my platform, my Anne Bloom, on the beauty and the story of other women. And that is really where I get my inspiration from. Even now, because I'm working on my second book, I'm portraying women again. I don't post them on my Instagram account, of course, because otherwise I don't need to publish a second book. But we are working on that, and they give me a lot of inspiration. And what they do and what they're capable of and what their stories are, that is amazing.
Do you remember any specific story that was maybe a little bit more different from others, or that made you a long-lasting impression?
Well, what I really find interesting is to talk to regular women. Let's say it like that. Normal women sounds a bit strange.
That's the bathroom.
That is someone flushing the toilet.
Yes.
There was before, but I could really hear it right now. Like everyday stories. Like women waking up in the morning, bring their kids to school. Those kind of women, not superstars or people that are incredibly rich. I don't care if you have a plane or a boat, It is the simple things of life, the normal, everyday, inspirational women that stand out in my eyes. The ones that raise their kids and work and cook every evening for their husbands, I think they don't get enough credits in life.
Hopefully they do now.
Yeah, I hope so.
We are
too.
working for that.
Yeah.
And do you remember any specific situation throughout your life, where you felt that if you were a man, things would have been different, maybe earning more money or more credit or being picked earlier?
Yeah, no. But it's because I had a really different kind of life. So if I speak for my friends, I could say yes, of course, because they had normal careers. I never had a normal career. I went to school, and when I was finished, I went to Paris and I was a model. So I earned my own money. And then after that, I became a fashion photographer. So I was an entrepreneur again. And the only moment where I felt life was different was when I was a full-time mom. Like, I had some savings and we bought our house together, my husband and me. But at one point, I was depending on him financially, and I didn't like that. It was the first time in my life, and I suddenly realized that I was stuck with him, and it gave me anxiety. I was like, okay, but I cannot leave now. I don't have a job. I don't have my own money anymore. I don't have my independence. I am stuck with this guy. And although I love him and I'm still married to him, I didn't like those years. That was like, okay, I need to get myself back, find my strength, and create something for me again.
And now you're doing amazing with Anne Bloom. And I'm glad you said this about that you didn't feel free, because I always say that without financial freedom, there ain't no freedom.
There is no freedom.
Because you cannot choose.
Yeah, no, you have to stay with the situation that is wherever you are. So you have to fight for your space and your money, because the world turns around money.
There are many women, unfortunately, trapped on miserable marriages and
Of course.
miserable lives
Yeah.
because they don't have financial freedom. And
Yeah.
you are an entrepreneur and you've built yourself. You
Yeah.
made your own name and self.
Of course, yeah.
What can we tell the women that are, of course, in that situation, which is very sad, but to start, to give them a light of hope, where to start, how to start making their own money? What would be the first steps to become an entrepreneur? Now we have social media, which is very helpful.
Yeah. Well, I always say take little steps. Just, if you have a dream or a goal, take it slowly and take it step by step. You don't have to get there in one day. It took me 7 years to sit in this chair. So when I started with Bloom, I started with a portrait of my mom, and I thought, let's see, I had a supportive husband, of course. He was like, okay, Dee, if you want to do that, go and do it. But take a little step and take it in the right direction and see where you're going. It will take time. It will take a lot of time to get somewhere, but just start.
And the other thing, because you had a north, you have something that you love. The most challenging thing, I don't know if you agree, is to find out what you love and what
Yes.
you are good at doing and what the world needs. I mean, the
Yes.
purpose itself.
Yes.
So sometimes finding that out is the whole answer
Yes.
to all your problems. But
Yes.
that's the thing. People don't know what they're good at, or if they're capable of doing it, or where their path can go. That's why it's so hard to start.
Of course, and often you need money to start.
Yeah.
So it's like, where do you get the money to start? And if you fail, I totally understand. But that's why I say take small steps, like really small steps, like baby steps. And just start with writing, or start with, an account, and try to find your niche. And what I always say is be consistent, do it every single day. And think about it. Like, I started this account from day one in 2018. I posted every single day. I started with writing next to it. I write every single day. Do I want to write every single day? No, I don't. Do I want to post every single day? No, I don't. But consistency, just do it every single day, and focus, and be disciplined about it. Discipline and focus are very
Wins
important.
talent.
Yeah.
Yeah, outbeats talent.
Yeah.
And what are your thoughts on? There's a lot of controversy right now on radical feminism, and the Me Too movement, and all those things. What are your thoughts on that? Because sometimes I think that we do really fucked up in a point, going to extremes. We both are moms from sons. We have men.
Yeah.
We are breeding up men, amazing men, I hope. And sometimes I think that some stuff went backwards because of the things feminism have done.
Like what? Can you?
Going to extreme, like saying that all men are bad, or you always have to trust the victim, which is good, but some women make stories up, and that was really hurtful for us women.
Yeah. Well, I'm a woman, woman, but I also like men, and I think that somewhere along the line, and I mean centuries ago, men took over and pushed us away, probably because they were intimidated or scared of our wisdom and strength. And now in this century, we're trying to take it back. But men are not bad. I don't say that. But I think...
I asked that question to you because I think that we have to take ownership, and be aware of the things we, as women, need to correct or to make different in order to,
Yeah, but I'm definitely a feminist. If you think about it, my husband calls me a feminist, But I think there needs to be a balance between men and women. And if there is the right balance between men and women, like, for instance, my marriage is an equal marriage, and we respect each other, we give each other space, but we also have equal opportunities, and we give it to each other too. So I had the opportunity to stay at home with my son for the first few years, 6 years. Now he's 9 years old, and now it's the other way around. I think boys need to be raised to have respect for women, but girls also need to be raised to have respect for men. But there is no equality in the whole story, and therefore it becomes extreme. If women feel that they are pushed aside, or they're not listened to, or they don't earn enough money or the same amount of money or have the same chances as men, they get upset. But it's the other way around too, because men now get upset because women are so ugly towards men. They start to take away things, and it's just, it makes me really angry if I think about it. And I am here to raise my son as respectful man towards women. My husband
thank you
is
for
too.
that, because
Yeah.
we need more, of course, respectful men and more embracing women with men.
It's
as
very
well.
it's very difficult because the internet also.
Yeah.
I hear stories from or I see stories online from kids that there's this Netflix series now, right?
Adolescents.
Yeah, exactly. They get
I didn't watch it. I didn't want to
me
watch
neither.
it.
My husband watched it and he was like, okay. And
No.
I'm scared, but I probably have to. It's also about TikTok and all these kind of social media accounts, platforms where they take these kids and get them into some sort of algorithm, and they watch the same sort of videos, and they start to think that is reality, and that's really scary.
Yes, it's a very challenging moment
Yeah.
to raise a person.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl.
Yeah.
Even for us. But I think when somebody tells me about the algorithm, I always tell them, you are the algorithm. It's
Yeah.
like saying there's a lot of traffic, we are in the traffic. So I always tell women and men, go to your Finder
Yes, sure.
and see what pops up.
Yeah.
Because what you are watching is what you are liking, selecting, commenting.
You should see mine. It's only women.
Mine are little monkeys from
Okay.
Asia, which I adore. You open it and it's all monkeys. And it's funny. And I think that there again, we need to take ownership to
Yes.
change things, of the things we haven't done so good.
Yeah.
Especially the way we are treating each other in general, not only women,
Yeah,
but
exactly, so
also men. It's hard for young kids now to approach girls
Mm-hmm.
because when we were younger, remember, men were like, and approaching and let's go dancing and grabbing you in the disco. Now, if you do like, come on, let's go dance, they're like, I felt,
Yeah.
push, and everything is a big thing. And they don't teach kids how to deal with conflict.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
also with emotions. I mean,
exactly with
yeah.
emotions.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good if you're angry, upset.
Of
if
course,
you're a bit.
yeah.
Let's validate being.
Yeah, and
Not-
cry. Crying is
Yes.
great.
Crying is awesome. And the last question: where are you taking Bloom now? What's in the future? It's a community. It's a book. It's a clothing line. What's in the
Yes.
future?
Well, I am working on my second book right now, so it will be ready and launched in September. We are going to do a little tour. So we're going to Paris, Barcelona, Milan.
Buenos Aires. You
I
have to make Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires would be nice, no?
You have so many fans there. You
I
have to
know.
come.
Yeah,
Make the editorial. Are you the editorial or do you have an editorial?
I have a team.
Well-
Yeah, I'm going to talk to my team. Maybe.
You
Could
have
be
to
really
go
great.
there. I think you're going to kick it
Yeah.
and make a theater there. No, I mean a speaker.
I'm getting nervous now.
No, but don't you do keynotes?
I'm a really bad public speaker.
No, you're not.
I am really. I get nervous and I'm like, oh, don't like it.
But maybe if somebody's interviewing you,
if you're next to me, I will do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you're next to me, I'll do it.
We have to think about it.
Yeah.
You're going to be embraced in Buenos Aires. So now in Bloom, it comes the next book.
Next book in September. We are expanding the clothing line, of course.
Great.
And we are working on growing the community and spreading out the message. And the message is that life is beautiful until the end, because you keep on blooming. And it's not like it ends when you're 40 or 50.
Of course it doesn't.
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
And I hope you expand your products as well, maybe to a beauty line, skincare.
Well, I'm working on a lipstick now. My favorite color. Of course, everyone is always asking me, which color lipstick? And I have sunglasses coming up.
That's so good. Well, you see, you have a lot of on your
I have a lot of projects, and I like it. And I have a team of women, and I work with women, which is actually maybe nice to say that part of my team is 60 plus. Because I think it's very important to embrace all ages. So within my company, there is space for all ages. So not only youngies.
Innovation comes through diversity, and when we have different points of view. So I celebrate that.
Yeah.
I congratulate you. You are even more amazing in person than you are in social media.
Sweet.
And I'm very happy that we are able to take a little bit of you to Latin America, and we're waiting for you there with our arms wide open.
I would love to come. Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.